Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this KnowTalk brought to you by the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Knowledge Foundation and the United Nations Development Program, again live from the Frankfurt Book Fair 2024. Over the last few days, we have talked about scientific research, linguistics in the modern age, and also these entanglements between design and the human world. So, and today we will take you to the industries, a bit different, and so we can get a bit of knowledge from the industrial side of things. Insights, exactly. So what we will explore today is how digital transformation is actually transforming industries, and more specifically, the sales part of industry. Indeed. And we are doing that with Joelle Sahyouni, and I'm honored to have her with us. She is an inside sales team manager for Bobst BUSP at Max ASP. So I've been rehearsing how to say Bobst BUSP. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but I made it. So thank you so much, Joelle, for joining us. And I know you have a presentation about for this session titled "Future Ready Digital Industrial Sales."
Correct.
So I will leave you with the audience.
Thank you,
and I'll be back for the Q&A segment, and for
Sure.
any of our attendees online or here in person. If you have questions, we can convey them later on to Joelle,
Sure.
or you can just write them in the Q&A box. Thank you so much. And you can write them in English, Arabic, or French, and we will do the translation. Thank you.
So first, thank you, Stephanie, and thank you for this opportunity, and good afternoon. I'm really pleased to be here today. So as Stephanie mentioned, I'm a team manager of Inside Sales at Bobst BUSP, which stands for Business Unit Service and Performance. So the service is part of the industrial market. And I'm here to talk today about how industrial companies can improve their performance, better engage with customers, and survive and stay ahead in this competitive market by digitalizing their sales organization. You know, industrial companies aren't exactly known to be the adopters of the most recent tech trends. I mean, not so long ago, we were debating fax machines while everyone was using smartphones. So that's changed now. It's not the case. And this is what I'm going to talk about today. Oops, sorry. So first, it is very important to explain what is the digital transformation in the industrial sector. It's really not about adding new tools and adopting new tools and new technologies. It's more about changing completely how we work. Traditional sales model have not been able to keep the pace in this fast evolving market. So there is a higher need now to streamline processes through combining technology, data, and the processes for a better industrial sales operation. And this is what we mean by changing how we work. Think about it this way. It's true that the industrial business has more of a B2B sales model, business to business. But at the end of the day, we are dealing with individuals. And in such a market where information is instant, these individuals have very high expectations. So a slow and outdated sales process can really be a very severe competitive disadvantage for those companies. So we need more data-driven decision-making to be able to be more efficient. Also, it's very important not to forget that it's not just about technologies, but people and processes. If we do not prepare our teams correctly for these changes, we will not be able to see the results. For sales team, this means taking smarter decisions using technologies. Thus, we will be able to improve sales efficiency, enhance customer experience, and shorten the sales cycles. Once a company starts their digital transformation, they will be able to see many key benefits right from the beginning. Some of them are efficiency by automating repetitive tasks that usually consume a lot of our time and to focus actually more on selling. The second key benefit is being able to take decisions that are data driven. When I have real-time access to the data I need, to the customer data I need, not only the sales team, so not only the sales representatives will be able to better engage with the customers, but also their managers will be able to better monitor their performance. And this allows us to have better strategies and sales strategies in place. Last but not least, better customer engagement overall. And this is usually by adopting a good, solid CRM system that allows us, a customer relationship management system that allows us to approach customers in still a personalized way. We will be talking more. How do we do that? How do we get there? I hear it, it's nice. How do I get there? So these benefits do not only streamline internal processes. You will see a general impact of better relationship building with the customers once you take the first step. So it's becoming more important to talk about the role of a solid CRM system in the industrial sales. It's becoming more and more critical for companies because first, it allows you to centralize all the data. So imagine that. I think this is every industrial company's dream, to have all their data in one place, because this allows you to do magic. So the dream can be true, actually, can become true. So first of all, a good CRM, a good solid CRM allows you to centralize the customer's data. You'll be able to access anything you need at any time you need. Second, you'll be able to track the entire sales funnel, from lead generation to conversion to negotiation to closing stages. All of that can be tracked. Thirdly, automation. We're all talking about automation. In my opinion, we need to be careful when we talk about automation in the industrial sector, but nevertheless, it is very important to be able to automate as many admin tasks as possible, because if we avoid the admin tasks, I'm not having a really good sales process. But at the same time, if I'm consumed with admin tasks, I will not be able to focus on selling. And this is what the CRM really offers me. I'm going to be able to sleep with the ease of mind that the admin tasks are done. I'm not going to worry about them. But at the same time, I know what I need to do and I'm focused on the customer. I'm being more customer oriented. For example, one of our industrial clients used to struggle a lot in tracking interaction with their customers. So it was a bit manual, a bit digital, but for sure not in the same place. And this can cause a lot of inefficiency. Our solution was to implement a tailored and personalized CRM to their needs to give them visibility on the 5 Ws. Who was contacted? When, where, why, what are the next steps? What did we discuss? What does the customer want? I have all of that at the reach of my fingertip using this solid CRM. And this, of course, resulted in improved follow-ups and being able to close deals faster. Now, one thing is very important when we talk about implementing a CRM here. It's not just about managing the interactions with the clients. Of course, this is very nice and this will allow me to do my job properly. But also, while I use it, after time, it's going to give me a full visibility on my pipeline, on what is possible in my market, what do my clients want, and thus I'll be able to come up with strategies that are very customer oriented based on real feedback data that I'm collecting from these customers. So all of this is very nice. I want to digitalize. I adopted the CRM. I automated some stuff. What other strategies can I use to really perform better, to have a better performance, better sales, of course? So one of the biggest trends we're seeing is the shift towards inside sales. This is where teams, highly professional teams, are able to sell remotely. So also this, I mean, I remember my first experience when we were talking to one of our industrial clients, and they said, you can sell this over the phone. No way, this can't happen. There is no way that you can sell an industrial product just over the phone without seeing a customer. Well, I'd like to tell you that yes, it happens. Of course, it's not as easy as I'm making it seem right now, but it is possible to reach there. To define more what inside sales is, as we said, it's a team of trained individuals who engage with customers remotely using different platforms and different digital tools to speak with the customers. First, what I get out of inside sales is local market access. I'm able to access any market from anywhere, and I'm able to engage with customers. What this allows me is to expand to new markets without the heavy cost of traditional sales. I don't have to set up a new office. I do not have to send a whole physical team and pay a lot of travel. I mean, travel budgets. We all complain about travel budgets. So you can imagine if without those tools, and in the past, when we wanted to penetrate a new market, we would send 10 people, pay their tickets, send technicians, make them stay. Something goes wrong. They need to stay longer. All of this is cost. So with inside sales, you are able to minimize this cost due to being able to engage with customers remotely from anywhere. And I think also what needs to be highlighted is how inside sales allows you to adapt to cultural nuances. I think it's very important that we learn about the customs and business practices of the market we're trying to penetrate. And usually what we do is we try to get a local person from the market you want to penetrate, which makes engaging with customers much, much easier. A great example of inside sales strategies is a client who wanted to expand to several countries at the same time, though they did not have enough resources and enough capacity to do that. So what we did is we built an inside sales team. We chose people local from each of the markets that the client want to penetrate, and we started engaging with customers remotely. It was a shock that after a while we were able to grow the sales by 30%. Of course, this does not happen by magic. This happens because having an inside sales team engaging with customers at an early stage of the sales cycle allows the field sales to actually focus on the things they need to focus on. A stubborn customer who has budget but still needs some convincing to pass a deal of 200K. They need to be present at a plant with a customer to be able to close a big deal. When I take this into consideration, the ISCs are focusing, the inside sales are focusing on penetrating new markets, engaging with potential customers. This gives the field salespeople an ease of mind to be able to focus on what is actually going on and where they are needed the most, and thus the sales will naturally go up. So if you are a supporter of what I've been saying and you really are ready to start on your journey of digital transformation, here is a step-by-step guide to make it a bit easier on how to start and which steps should you take. So first, it's very important to start with auditing your current sales process, identifying bottlenecks, main pain points, data silos, any automation, any needed automation for very time-consuming admin tasks. So I start by identifying all of that because these will be my first issues I want to solve. And this is, if you remember at the beginning, we said we want to change how we work. So these are the main topics where I want to change how I work. I want less manual work and I want more time to focus on the important things. Second step would be to adopt a CRM. I'd like to give you an advice here. Really, do not settle. Do not settle for any CRM. because today a lot is possible, especially in the industrial markets, for a good solid CRM that can actually scale your business and help your business grow. So make sure not to say yes to the first CRM you're seeing, or change your processes based on what the CRM has to offer. Make the CRM adapt to your process. Then leveraging inside sales, which is, as we said, becoming much more important, can be a tool used to expand to new markets and penetrate new markets. And I think the most important step of this guide is training. I mean, you can invest hundreds of thousands of euros or dollars on a system, and that's great. And it can be a sophisticated system. But the system is only as good as the people using it. So if I did all of this investment and no one really engaged or was using the system correctly, I'm not going to see any success. And sometimes we have a training, we consider a training done. And it's a training of 1 hour where 50 people join on Teams. You might be not even a native English speaker and the training is in English. It might be too fast for you. It might be too technical for you. And the training is considered done. Here, I would ask you to really invest time on training your people because they will be using the system. If they use it right, you'll be successful. If they use it wrong, you will not be successful. So spend time with them, sit with them, make sure they are on board, make sure they understand why these new solutions have been implemented. And last but not least, measure and adapt. So I cannot reach a point and say, I've done my digital transformation. I'm done. I did it. I integrated my data. I adopted a new CRM. I have an inside sales team. I'm done. My homework is done. That's not the reality. Digital transformation is continuous. I mean, as continuous as technology. As long as technology is still evolving, your digital transformation should still be evolving. So I would advise that you come up with feedback loops where you are able to sit, listen to feedback, see how you can improve the processes. How can we make things better? How can I have less clicks? What else can I automate? I mean, the world is your oyster. You really should adapt to the pace of your users and the needs of your clients. Among those feedback loops, we will reach a point and ask, what's next? What am I going to do next? What's my next endeavor? Where do I want to invest next? I want to be ahead of the game. So looking ahead, I would say AI is already playing a big role in industrial sales. AI can help identify leads based on predicting the customer's needs. I mean, I'll take that. And also, it can assess past sales to predict future sales. So imagine how setting targets can become much, much easier, much more realistic, and much more reachable. And everyone will work with realistic data and realistic possibilities in the market. I'm sure automation as we go will really continue to make our sales processes much smoother. Whether it was setting up, sending follow-up emails, scheduling meetings, I think what we need to be, and what I mentioned at the beginning, what we really need to pay attention for is keep the human element. All of this is nice. It's very nice to minimize admin tasks. It's very nice to focus on selling. But we need to keep the human element. One of my leaders says, nothing beats a good phone call with a customer. We can send as many emails as we want and automate all that. But that feeling after having a really good call with a customer, having some jokes, talking about future plans, and really convincing them to invest money with you, nothing beats that feeling. And trust me, it's the same from the customer's side. They also want to feel they are taken care of and that you are paying attention for them. So be careful not to fall in the trap of automating too much stuff. This would be my advice on that. Among other advices I can give you, because clearly when we start with a digital transformation, we all make mistakes. Some of the mistakes that I learned from and can share with you and tell you how we can avoid them are first, underestimating data quality. Sometimes we get too excited and based on, let's say, IT resources or other type of resources, we decide to move too fast. And we'd say, it's okay, the data is good, it's clean enough. Well, I'll tell you something, not doing it now means you'll have to do it later. So better to do it now than actually wasting time and then having to go back to it and say, oh, okay, I actually should have done it before. So this is really a big advice that I would give you if you decided to go on this route. Make sure your data is clean and organized before you move to any new system. The next mistake we might have is the lack of user adoption. We have discussed this also in the previous slide, but really, I cannot stress more. There is nothing called too much training, especially when you're adopting new systems, especially in such a sector where people are a bit comfortable and a bit used to the traditional sales. So there is no thing as too much training. Train your people, sit with them, spend the time, spend a day with them. Just take your laptop, sit next to them, see how their day goes about. How do they do? Is there a more efficient way that we can teach them to better use the systems? Would they come up with other solutions where we can also better use the systems? I mean, the experience of the end user is the gold mine here, because based on their experience, we'll be able to better adapt the system. And the third trap we fall into is trying to do everything at once, especially when we have the budget. We say, okay, let's do it all at once. Let me invest once. Let me do it all and do it right. Where actually, this can be very, very overwhelming. My advice to you would be start small and gradually expand. Take a phased approach. Start with the main points that you would like to solve, and you can gradually, based on the pace of your people, add new tools and implement new solutions. So, in conclusion, digitalizing sales processes in industrial business is no longer an option. So I hate to tell you this. If you haven't done it, you should do it yesterday. It's very essential to stay competitive, but yet alive in such a competitive market. Tools like CRM, inside sales, and AI are very nice and will definitely help you. But you need to make sure that you are implementing them thoughtfully. Remember what we said at the beginning. This transformation is not about new tools and new technology. It's really about making people work with this technology for a more efficient team. So thank you so much, and I'm happy to answer your questions.
Thank you so much, Joelle. It's really interesting to see how digitalization can dramatically affect efficiency and enhance like customer engagement through automation, CRM systems, etc.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
thank you for that, and I really appreciated the slide on the like with the involving AI. And it sets us on the road to actually the Knowledge Summit that you are having in Dubai next month in November, on the 18th and 19th of November. And it will be about future skills and the AI economy.
Very nice.
Yes.
I would like to have the link to watch that, Stephanie.
Definitely. And I've got questions from you from the audience, and I have some that I have prepared.
Okay.
But first, I will check with the audience here if anyone might have any question. Okay, so I'll proceed with the ones we got online.
Thank you.
And I'll ask you to be as brief as you can, so we can take as many as we can.
Sure.
Because we are very short on time. So the first one is, what are the most significant barriers to digital transformation that companies face, and how can they overcome them?
I would say the resistance of change. Because especially in this sector, Stephanie, people have been using traditional sales for so long and they are so at ease, and the resistance to change is really huge. So I think this is one. And the second thing is data silos, because departments do not really communicate well with each other, where you can have a holistic view of the situation of this business. So I cannot stress enough how much change management is important throughout this whole process.
Thank you. And what strategies can industrial companies adopt to ensure they stay adaptable and innovative as new technologies emerge?
I think the feedback session, so the last step of our step-by-step guide, measure and adapt, to have those feedback loops. Having those feedback loops with a closed mind will not help you. You need to have those feedback loops with really an open mindset and in the culture of continuous learning. This way, I'm open. Again, we go back to the same topic that in this sector, change is very resistant. So it's very important to have this mindset that I want to continue evolving. And also, what I suggest is to have flexible sales processes. So I'd be able to change and adapt whenever needed.
Great. And how would you advise an industrial company with limited digital infrastructure to begin its digital transformation journey in sales without overwhelming their team?
Start small. Start small. Start by integrating, by cleaning up your data, adopting the CRM. Choose 3 points that you want the CRM to help you with, to help you solve. It can be automating scheduling of meetings or automating campaigns. And trust me, even those small steps will have big impact. And then move slowly based on your capacity and the capacity of your team.
So start small. And last but not least, because we're tight on time, how can companies strike the right balance between automating tasks and also maintaining a personal touch with customers?
This is what we talked about. I really think that, in my opinion, this is very important. So this is why working with our team, we tend to automate everything up until the contact with the customer. So automate all the admin work, let AI do the groundwork. But when it comes to reaching out to the customer and interacting with the customer, do it yourself.
Keep this personal touch.
Exactly.
I totally agree. Thank you so much, Joelle.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thanks again for the opportunity.
Insightful.